Hey everyone, this is Sierra. Yesterday I was having some technology problems, but it's working. I'm in the Lifting Hands International Warehouse in Ceres, Greece, and here's what our team's up to today. So if you look around, we have our friends over here sorting diapers for distribution, and we're sorting out the clothes from the summer distribution that we just had a few days ago with Lifting Hands. It's been a great time, and I'll keep you updated throughout the day. So the Gilman application was not as daunting as a process that I thought it would be initially. I had to submit a community impact essay, a personal statement, my transcripts. It was a little bit of a pain because I had to go back and find my community college ones. That's okay. And then I just submitted it right before the deadline. I really don't recommend that. Because that was a lot of stress, but beyond that, it wasn't bad. One of the most challenging parts of my experience abroad was just since I was working in refugee camps and getting to see so much pain and suffering, it was so hard to just go back to life after the experience in the camps. Even just in Greece, having food at the beach, it just felt so disconnected for me. And so I feel like one thing that really helped me with that is I kept a journal, and I before I went on the trip, I ended up talking with a therapist about how to deal with compassion and being fatigued with seeing so much pain and suffering, and that really helped, and I wouldn't trade the experience for anything. The most meaningful part of my experience was getting to build connections with not only people in the NAU community who just really care about people and care about making a difference, but also just connecting with local Greek people, learning their opinions on migration, and also with the refugees themselves. I am still friends with some of the people that I met, and we stay in contact. And so that was absolutely the most rewarding. So during this experience, I got to meet with a couple different populations of refugees, and one of the most impactful was working with the Yazidi people. They are a religious minority from northern Iraq, and they've been persecuted by ISIS, and they are missing so many of their women and children. And just getting to meet those people and see how much love that they still have to give. We would be in the refugee camps just or working with the populations and helping just watch kids or something, and then the parents would come and bring us food, and they would bring us tea just because they were so giving, and so that was really amazing. I also got to learn a little bit of Kurmanji. I learned a tiny bit of Arabic, and a teensy bit of Farsi, but I really messed with the pronunciation, and so that was really cool. So for me, I was a little bit scared to go on this trip just because a lot of times if my friend is going through something, I will really feel their emotions, and I knew that I would feel really down for parts of the trip, and I definitely did. I would recommend the experience because I kind of learned how to separate that from what I was experiencing and from what I was feeling for myself, and making it feel like it wasn't my responsibility to fix everything. It was just my responsibility to learn and to share my experience with others and kind of move forward from there. And so I feel like that was actually super beneficial for me and my career because this is something I want to do. I want to work with underserved populations throughout my life, and I think that this experience really helped me learn how to balance that. So my first week in Greece was about pretty much a crash course in European refugee policy and that sort of thing in Athens to kind of base our understanding. And then we traveled up north, worked with a refugee population, but more so than we were working with the actual population, we were working with the people who ran the organization to understand how to run a small nonprofit that helps underserved populations and helps refugee populations. And we also had to sign and look at a whole bunch of different training manuals on how to safeguard for populations that have had to flee from war and persecution. If you go through my personal Instagram, you really don't see a lot of pictures of me on that trip, at least during the parts where I was working, just because we wanted to preserve the integrity of the people we were working with. And so I think what I took away from that trip the most is I know that I wasn't really making a huge difference when I was there, but I was learning. I absolutely see myself going back, even if it's to work with the same organizations that I had experience with this summer. I don't exactly know what I'm going to do in the couple months following graduation. I have some ideas for longer term goals, but I'm graduating in practically 3 weeks.
Woo!
And part of me is like, what if I just get a ticket to Lesbos, Greece, and I go back to Moria camp and get to work with people again? So I absolutely want to go back, and I want to incorporate refugee work into my career in the future too.